Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And man, for AT&T to pull off a quarter like this during the pandemic is absolutely huge. This is one of the biggest quarters that I've seen from AT&T since I started this channel. I'm sure they've had bigger quarters previously, especially when they had the iPhone exclusivity deal. I'm sure they've had big quarters back then too. But this quarter 3 is very special. For one, it puts Verizon on notice and it puts T-Mobile in a lot of trouble. Meaning that people are in remember the switcher pool? T-Mobile calls it the switcher pool. So every quarter there is a group of people that are in the switcher pool, and U.S. carriers, you push out your promos, and you know how, depending on how aggressive they are, you pull the most amount of customers from that switching pool. Well, it seems now, due to the recent network enhancements, FirstNet, how aggressive they've been, Your Way Unlimited, a little bit more consumer friendly, the best promos, people are starting to shift towards AT&T in a big way. So let's get started. So revenue looked solid for AT&T. So just on the mobility alone, domestic wireless net adds 5 million, huge. They got the network in Mexico that they're building, so they're leveraging that platform. But here in the US, more than 1 million net adds. That is 1.1 million total, including 645,000 postpaid phones. Phones include 151,000 Keep America Connected pledge. These numbers are unprecedented for AT&T to begin with, as I said. They are showing that AT&T is potentially a growth company. Although they're already big, they are starting to grow again. Remember, these numbers are Q3 numbers. These numbers are not including the aggressive iPhone promo that they just launched. So those numbers we will see in Q4. So not only did they have a huge quarter in Q3, they are going into Q4 with momentum. I think they go into that quarter with more momentum than any other carrier. I know Verizon just had a solid quarter, but their promo is not as good as AT&T's, and T-Mobile's is not as good as AT&T's. So I think AT&T goes into Q4 with huge momentum. And not only that, they gained 245,000 prepaid net adds, including 131,000 prepaid phone net adds. So in the prepaid industry, if you guys remember the last quarter and the quarter before, it's been stagnant in the prepaid industry. Nobody was really heavily competing. It looks like with Cricket and AT&T prepaid, AT&T again is looking to compete on the prepaid space and gain in that space as well. Like I said, AT&T's problem right now, they have to start leveraging the business assets beyond wireless, and they're starting to do it. So their postpaid phone churn is at 0.69%. It's equivalent to Verizon's, very similar. So they gained way more subscribers than Verizon, and they're losing about the same customers. So we'll see what T-Mobile's churn is come November 6th when they have their earnings. But I have a feeling, based on these quarters from Verizon and AT&T, that T-Mobile's will be above 1%. So the service revenue is down a little bit due to the international roaming. Not a big deal in my opinion, based on the growth that they just had. I think the service revenue will return to normal levels and grow in Q4. Another thing, as I mentioned, the leveraging of the other business assets. AT&T recorded a record high 357,000 fiber net adds. Again, leveraging the assets. People are choosing fiber. It's a great product. It's priced aggressively. And during the pandemic, as more of the students are set to stay home because of the COVID cases, They need this internet more and more. Some school districts have already shut down for the remainder of this year, not the school year, but this year. So the having the internet at home to support the homeschooling, the internet, the streaming, the games, in case anybody else is at the house, you will need this fiber, and I can see that growing even more in Q4. So on the media side, I was pleasantly surprised as well as an investor myself. I do have AT&T stock. I was expecting huge losses on media, 1.2 million, but it seems the direct TV product is still losing the traditional TV, but it looks like the OTT space is very healthy for AT&T. So AT&T has been the best rated product for a while now, and it looks like that TV segment is growing, and it's helping stop the bleeding on the huge losses on media. So they still lost 590,000, but without AT&T TV, it likely would have been far worse. So this is good to see. I'm not saying that this is perfect, but they need to really push AT&T TV going into Q4 and next year, and I think they need to abolish the contract on AT&T TV to become more aggressive, even more aggressive on that side. And then the last segment I wanted to speak about before I get out of here is the HBO Max. So the HBO Max is a direct-to-consumer product. It is a very, very, very good product. I think it's the future of the industry, period. The fact that they own the content, that they bought Time Warner so they can now create the content, then bring it down to HBO Max, and that's your distribution platform. So from that point of view, I think HBO Max is going to be one of the closest products to compete against Netflix in the short and long term. They've gained a good amount of customers. They are expanding this. This is going to go worldwide soon. There's going to be an ad version coming out next year, which was announced at the Media Day last year. So there's huge upside to HBO Max. They've called it from day one. They knew that if they can buy the content, they can create it via the storytelling that they speak about, and they can push it out via the distribution platform HBO Max. Previously, HBO wasn't doing so great. It saw a spike with Game of Thrones, and then people would unsubscribe once Game of Thrones was over. So they didn't like that too much, so they were trying to push the platform. And this morning on the earnings call, Stanky announces that Warner Media is able to start production again during COVID. So that's a positive. So movies are going to start being made again. Shows are going to start being made again. So there's huge upside to HBO Max in the future, and I can definitely see that happening. So again, if you guys have been on the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Don't forget, if you are new and you look forward to updates like these, definitely like, share, subscribe. Also follow all of my social media platforms, Twitter and my Instagram. I do post pictures of the N41 rollouts as I do spot them. So make sure you're tuned into the social media platforms. Thanks again for watching. This is Tyrone with Tech Life, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.